All I do is Necro. Today we're playing an all-in build featuring Valakut Awakening and Serum Powder. It's the fastest and most consistent list yet. Well, let's go check it out. This is the all-in Necro build that we'll be playing today, originally crafted by the one, the only Tony Scapone, but then I took the idea a little bit further. So Tony's list is still playing 2 copies of Beseech Dimir. Today, I'm not playing that. I'm not running the artifact lands, and I'm not running the 2 copies of Beseech Dimir. Basically, I don't feel like this deck is a very good Beseech Dimir deck. It wasn't even playing Gaea's Will anymore, no Song of Creation, nothing for Beseech other than the Necrodominance plus Tendrils of Agony. Okay, so why is it a bad card in the Necrodominance deck? Basically, you just don't have the high enough bargain count. You know, you have the 4 copies of Vault of Whispers. It played 2 Chrome Mox, 4 Lotus Petals. Like, even my list that played 12 artifacts, I felt like was a little bit low for bargain count. And that's not even counting the Vault of Whispers. So instead of playing a card that I think is kind of bad in the deck, we're just going to go all in and further explore the idea of running Serum Powder. So in order to run Serum Powder, you need to be able to exile a lot of cards, and you need redundancy. So in order to do that, I've decided to run a second copy of Tendrils of Agony. That way we can mulligan hands featuring a copy of Tendrils of Agony in them without losing the game. So that's the first thing I did here. The other thing is additional copies of Valakut Awakening. So we're playing 4 today. A lot of lists are only running 3. This is what I am not sure of. Every list that is not mine is running 3 copies of Borne Upon a Wind. I feel like you might want 4 of this card, but people seem to believe that 4 copies of Valakut Awakening is just better. So I'm going to trust everyone else for today's video and hope that 3 copies of Borne Upon a Wind is good enough. But the idea today is that you just want to mulligan very aggressively into Necrodominance plus Dark Ritual or Cabal Ritual, and then have Pact of Negation or Chancellor of the Annex backup. That way you can protect your combo on turn 1. And to help you mulligan into Oblivion is Serum Powder. So there's no backup plans. We're all in on Necro. That's what we're doing today. So hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we speed run this thing and get a 5-0. Let's see if we can make that happen. I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Match number 1, and we're facing a fellow Stormer from the Discord, Quentin Coldman. We're on the play. This hand does not do anything meaningful. We will send it back. This is a turn 1 with with Pact of Negation backup. That should be good enough to beat Quentin here. We will keep, put the Gemstone Mine on the bottom. Dark Ritual, Necrodominance. Alright, so now we're going to draw 19 cards. Alright, 19. I see a Spirit Guide. I don't see a Borne Upon the Wind. There's 2 Spirit Guides. So let's start by exiling Spirit Guides. We will Summoner's Pact. We'll go grab another. Exile the Elvish Spirit Guide. Exile Elvish Spirit Guide. Let's Manamorphose. Oh, we do have a Borne Upon the Wind. I'm just blind. Alright, so we'll do black, and then we'll do blue, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Let's Borne Upon a Wind. We draw Simian Spirit Guide. Let's make another mana. Cabal Ritual. Play out a Lotus Petal. And let's cast a Valakut Awakening. I'm going to choose to keep a Valakut Awakening in my hand in case we don't draw into one of our 2 copies of Tendrils of Agony. I am not seeing Tendrils in here. I promise you that it's in my deck somewhere. So I think the next course of action is going to be to cycle a couple Manamorphose here. We'll do red, green. There's a Dark Ritual. That was a good draw. Let's Manamorphose again. We'll do red, green. Another Pact. How many Elvish Spirit Guides? We have 1 Spirit Guide left. So you might be wondering, like, why don't I cast the Summoner's Pact? I don't want to shuffle my deck. That is one of the last things I want to do here. This time we'll put it all on the bottom. And there is a copy of Tendrils of Agony. I guess I shouldn't open myself up to a counterspell by casting Cabal Ritual. You just don't need to. I guess it doesn't matter. I have it all. I guess I could lose if Quentin had like Elvish Spirit Guide, Veil of Summer in the main deck. I don't know. Well, we have stolen game number 1. So when you're playing the combo mirror, it's actually really tricky because Chancellor is like kind of good. It slows down the opponent, but we have Mindbreak Trap, and it's possible to play through a Chancellor too. And I don't know what Quentin's actually playing. So I'm going to try boarding out the Chancellors on the draw, and if we lose, I'll board them back in on the play. But I do think Mindbreak Trap is probably better than Chancellor on the draw. And then the question is, like, do you want Veil of Summer or Force of Vigor? Those are additional cards you could have. Let's try at least one Veil of Summer. I think the 4th Veilcut Awakening is kind of like a flex spot. Maybe -1 Serum Powder on the draw. Let's try boarding out the... It's going to bite me in the butt, but I'm going to board out the Wild Cantor. Let's try this. We have a Mindbreak Trap. Do I want to mulligan away Mindbreak Trap? I think so. Our hand doesn't actually do anything, and I can't even play a Manamorphose here. Wrong Spirit Guide. We'll go to 5. We'll take a Serum Powder mulligan, put Elvish Spirit Guide and Borne Upon a Wind on the bottom. No, we're not going to keep that. This hand doesn't do anything. This is a mulligan to 3. Okay, so I'm going to keep these 3. Come on, Dark Ritual off the top rope. That's what I'm hoping for. Grief, exiling Agadeem's Awakening. Quentin, that's not allowed. No. No, we're not doing that here. We'll go to game 3. That is not an acceptable play. I'm sorry. So we'll board out the Mindbreak Traps. Bring back in the Chancellors. So I'm guessing the packs aren't going to be that good, so I'm going to board them out. Maybe I'll leave in 1, and I'll keep in like Veil of Summers instead. But based on this, it looks like Quentin's playing Black Saga Storm and not Necro. And I'll bring in a Boseiju. I think I'd rather have the lands than something like Nature's Claim. Bring back in the Serum Powder. We'll try this. The Boseiju gives me an out if for some reason Quentin was playing like a Leyline of Sanctity or something. This hand is 1 mana short. I believe we're supposed to mulligan. We'll Serum Powder mulligan. This hand does it. We'll keep. It assumes that Quentin can't interact, but that's what I'm going for here. And there's the Leyline of Sanctity. I did board in 1 Boseiju. Alright, there goes a Spirit Guide. There goes a Spirit Guide. We will now Manamorphose. Black. Cabal Ritual. Necrodominance. We will now draw 19. Okay, so I see 1 Elvish Spirit Guide, 2 Spirit Guides. We hit a Borne Upon a Wind. No Veilcut Awakening. We did hit the Boseiju, though. I believe that this is a win. Let's Summoner's Pact. Grab a Spirit Guide. Summoner's Pact. Grab a Spirit Guide. Remove 4 Spirit Guides from my hand. We will now Manamorphose. Flicking very slowly. We need to make blue and black here. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Play Borne Upon a Wind. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. We will destroy the Leyline. Make black mana and Tendrils of Agony. Boom! Nice. Alright, we are officially 1-0 in this Legacy League. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 2, we're on the play, and I messaged Quentin Coleman after the last match to figure out what they were actually playing. It was Oops All Spells, which explains why they didn't have a basic land for the Boseiju either. So this hand doesn't play Magic. We will mulligan. We will also send this back, going to 5. No Necrodominance. We will Serum Powder mulligan here. Bottom, Dark Ritual and Simian Spirit Guide. We will mulligan this. So this is a mulligan to 4. Should I go to 3? We don't have black mana. I'm going to take the mulligan. Spirit Guide, Necro, Cabal Ritual. Okay. We'll powder mulligan. Can't keep that. No! Alright, so am I supposed to keep this? It just doesn't do anything. This deck might be low on colored mana, which might be why it's playing the Wild Cantor these days. I guess I'd keep. We're gonna get steamrolled here. Instead of just conceding, we should figure out what the opponent's playing, because I've already showed our opponent what we're playing, so I'm not gaining any sort of advantage by conceding here. Grief exiling Psychic Frog. Okay, we can go to the next game now. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So we want the Veil of Summers. Let's bring in the Chancellor. I'm going to try boarding out the Serum Powders this time and maybe mulliganing slightly less aggressively. And if we're doing that, do I want the Boseijus as mana sources? Well, we're free to board in at least one, because you don't need double Tendrils if you're boarding out the Serum Powders. And then maybe we'll do one more instead of the 4th Valakut Awakening. Let's try this. On the play. No, we're going to send that one back. Alright, I realize how risky this hand is. I'm going to keep it. Instead of just mulliganing into Oblivion, if we hit a Necro, this is a double protected Necrodominance. We'll lead on the Boseiju, pass the turn. The issue is that we don't really have any way to dig for the Necros, but Grief, we will play Veil of Summer. They force will exiling a Brazen Borrower. Sure. They take the Pact of Negation. We have another protection spell? That's crazy. We draw Manamorphose. We will play our land and pass. Wasteland, okay. They have 2 cards remaining. Another Dark Ritual. Land number 2. Simian Spirit Guide. They draw Reanimate for the Grief. I believe they're supposed to take the Manamorphose here. They agree. Cabal Ritual. Maybe boarding out the Serum Powders was just wrong. I just feel like this deck doesn't have any way to dig for the Necrodominance now that I've done this. Okay, we'll fall to 14. Play Blooming Marsh. I don't know if you're supposed to hold this or not, out of fear of Wasteland, but oh well. I've played it. Looks like they were sitting on a Wasteland. Perfect. Okay. Valakut Awakening. So I could try to go all in on a Valakut Awakening here, but it would get countered by Daze, which is a concern. They ponder, and they did not shuffle. Yeah, I think I just sideboarded wrong this match. Alright, we're going to go for a miracle play here. Let's Dark Ritual. And now we will Cabal Ritual. Exile Simian Spirit Guide, and we will attempt a Valakut Awakening. Alright, so we want to hit like Necrodominance plus protection spell here. Let's go! Let's see it. Necrodominance, no protection spell. So there is a line that could theoretically work here. I'm at 8. Okay, we're going to try it. We'll grab Wild Cantor. We'll play the Wild Cantor. Necrodominance. So if they counter this, I can respond with Borne Upon a Wind and try to draw into Pact of Negation. And we will attempt a Borne Upon a Wind. We did not draw Pact of Negation. That's going to be the match. Bummer. Okay, well, we are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Alright, we're on the play for the 3rd match. Let's try to get this one. No, we're not keeping this. We will Serum Powder Mulligan, Serum Powder Mulligan, Normal Mulligan. So this is a turn 2 with backup. I think we keep this. And this turn 2 with backup only works because we're playing Blooming Marsh instead of the artifact lands. Alright, Blooming Marsh, and now we'll play Wild Cantor. Pass the turn. Basic Forest. Needle. Trying to think if there's anything for them to needle here. You can't needle Wild Cantor, it doesn't work. It's a mana ability. Cabal Ritual. Necrodominance. Alright, so we have 2 Spirit Guides out of the deck, and then we have 2 Summoner's Packs out of the deck. I still think I'm going to go for it here, but you could also just pass the turn and try to untap with 1 untap mana. Alright, so I see a couple Spirit Guides, I see Valakut Awakening, we hit Manamorphose and Borne. They're just dead. Cool. Cool. Play the Summoner's Pact, grab the last copy of Elvish Spirit Guide. We will exile that. Let's play a Manamorphose. We'll do blue and black. Dark Ritual. Let's play a Borne Upon a Wind. Play out Lotus Petal. Cabal Ritual. Dark Ritual. Exile Elvish Spirit Guide. We'll play another copy of Cabal Ritual. Increase that storm count. And Tendrils of Agony. Sweet. Alright, well, we've gotten game number 1 from what I assume is Cloud Post. We'll see if it ends up being Cloud Post after the post-board games. So against Cloud Post, I don't think we necessarily want Chancellor of the Annex. They are a Mindbreak Trap deck, so I do want the Pact of Negation. So we'll try Boseiju's and Nature's Claims. Brings me up to 61. Maybe -1 Valakut Awakening. Let's try this. We will Serum Powder Mulligan. This is a regular mulligan. This is a win. We will keep cards that win. Alright, we'll put the extra land on the bottom. Cloud Post, okay. This hand does lose to a Mindbreak Trap, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that, so we will accept a loss. Summoner's Pact. Grab the Spirit Guide. Cast a Cabal Ritual. Necrodominance. Are we allowed to hit the trigger? Oh, Force of Vigor. Bomber, that's the game. We will die to our own Summoner's Pact. Trigger in the upkeep. We can just go to game number 3. So on the play, Chancellor is actually quite good because it stops both Force of Vigor and Mindbreak Trap, so we want that. And we'll just board out the... Oh, we'll leave in 1 Boseiju. I think we do want one of those. What do you board out, though? Let's try -1 Serum Powder. On the play for game 3. Unfortunately, no. Okay, well, Serum Powder Mulligan, bottom 1 copy of Borne Upon a Wind. Cannot keep this. This hand doesn't play magic, send it back. This is a mulligan to 4. We're going to keep this. So it loses to both Mindbreak Trap and it loses to Force of Vigor. That's assuming I want to go all in on turn 1. If I split it up across 2 turns, then it might be okay. So I could do this. This is probably the move, and then just hope to draw into a 3rd black mana. We'll play Blooming Marsh and Lotus Petal. Our opponent also mulliganed to 4. Misty Rainforest, and no play. Another Pact of Negation, we will pass. We're in a Dark Ritual waiting room. Cloud Post, okay. Chancellor of the Annex, not a good draw here. Bummer. Eye of Ugin. Okay, so they're playing a Sowing Myco Spawn, which allows them to go get a land, and they grab a Yavimaya. Are you holding open Boseiju? I think that's what they're holding open here. It's gotta be. I cannot Pact of Negation a Boseiju. That's actually really unfortunate. Karn. Yeah. So we're still capable of winning this game, but I'd have to draw a Dark Ritual like right now. Pact of Negation will not do. I guess a Cabal Ritual there would have given me a chance as well. Because I could have used the Simian Spirit Guide. The minus Karn the Great Creator. Mycosynth Lattice. You've already played a land, so you can't use the Lattice. Okay, now or never. Boseiju. This does not help cast the Necro. I guess it does help me blow up the Lattice, though. But I'm at 14. The odds are I'm not going to win. And they did have Boseiju in hand. Hold on. I just figured it out. We're going to blow up the Karn. because the Lattice is going to turn everything into an artifact. Then I'll just blow up Karn. Okay. Die, Karn. Die. I mean, we still have to draw a Dark Ritual here, and that I'd have to win with a Necro for 9, which seems pretty unlikely. That's not going to do it. Okay. We had a shot this game. I could have kept the all-in Lotus Petal play turn 1. I decided to play around Force of Vigor after losing to a game 2 or Mindbreak Trap. Our opponent mulliganed to 4 themselves, and my impression there was that they were digging for one of those 2 cards. So keeping a Pact made sense to me. It just did not work out. Okay, I'm going to pick it up from here. Unfortunately, we're now 1 and 2. You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Round number 4, we're facing someone called I Am the Storm. We'll see about that. I'm on the draw, so that's not a good start. We're going to take a mulligan here using the Serum Powder. This is a turn 1 win with Pact of Negation backup we will keep. Windswept Heath, Savannah, Noble Hierarch. You are definitely not the Storm. Lotus Petal, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Necrodominance. Let's pay 19. Exile a Spirit Guide. I see a Borne Upon a Wind. Exile another Spirit Guide. Another Spirit Guide. So we did not hit a Manamorphose here. Oh, but we have another Lotus Petal. Okay, we just have it. We'll play Borne Upon a Wind. Play out Lotus Petal. Make a black. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Terms 8. Another Dark Ritual. Play another Cabal Ritual. Tendrils of Agony. Okay, well that was certainly a game number 1. We're on the draw. I'm going to board out the Chancellors. Bring in Boseiju. I think we're facing Maverick, so I might want the Slaughter Packs. Force of Vigor. Nature's Claim. So that's 65. Board out 1 Valakut Awakening. Let's try boarding down to like 2 packs. Now we're at 62. You know what? I'm just not going to board in the Force of Vigors. They're not really for these matchups. In my mind, they're really for like Red Prison. And our opponent could be a Vexing Bauble deck, and the card doesn't do much against Vexing Bauble. So this is the world's slowest Necrodominance hand. That said, it does answer something with Boseiju and then Necros on 3. Is this the craziest keep you've ever seen? Like, I think this is actually kind of a reasonable hand. Also, Mindbreak Trap, what? Maybe I'm wrong for boarding out packs versus the Force of Vigor color, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. We will keep Leyline. We have outs to that. I don't care. Once upon a time, they find Tropical Island Delighted Halfling. Oh, this is a Nadu deck, I think. Elvish Spirit Guide. So in theory, I could go turn 2 Necrodominance now because I can get the Wild Cantor with the Summoner's Pact. Wasteland, sure. They swing for 1, we'll fall to 19. Dark Ritual. Let's try it. Dark Ritual. Necrodominance. Attempt to trigger my card. Big fan. Big fan. So paying 19 seems like a pretty bad idea when I'm at 19 life, so instead we'll pay 18. Alright, let's cast a Summoner's Pact. Grab an Elvish Spirit Guide. Cast another copy of Summoner's Pact. Grab another Elvish Spirit Guide. We get a Nature's Claim. That's good. So now I don't have to Boseiju their Leyline, giving them an extra mana. Play Manamorphose. Blue, black. Dark Ritual. We'll play Borne Upon a Wind. Play out Lotus Petal. Cabal Ritual. Lotus Petal. Nature's Claim your Leyline. Let's Slaughter Pact their Delighted Halfling because I can. Cabal Ritual. Alright, so we should probably try to find Tendrils of Agony. I will admit, I kind of just assumed it would be in my hand without thinking, so maybe I shouldn't have played the Slaughter Pact. We'll do red here. Wild Cantor. Let's Valakut Awakening. We're going to put some cards on the bottom. I'm going to keep the other Valakut Awakening and a Pact of Negation here. And there is a Tendrils of Agony. Love it. Let's play the Tendrils. Our opponent says GG. GG opponent. Alright, we're now 2-2. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The final match. We're on the draw, and we've opened up a hand that doesn't have Necro, which means we mulligan. That's just what we do. Alright, so this is a turn 1 Necrodominance. We keep those. We'll put the Serum Powder on the bottom. Mountain. Okay. Gemstone Mine was a good draw. We'll play out the Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Necrodominance. Now the Necro triggers. We will pay 19. So Lightning Bolt is a card that could kill me, but the way that it works is they don't get a chance to respond after you've paid the life. So now they could Lightning Bolt me, but there's a good chance that our deck just drew the Pact of Negation anyway. We'll play a Manamorphose. We did not draw Pact of Negation, but if our opponent does have Lightning Bolt, I can just respond and kill them anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. We'll do blue-black. Exile another Elvish Spirit Guide. Let's Summoner's Pact. Grab another Spirit Guide. Exile that. Let's attempt another Manamorphose. We'll do blue-black. And now we will try a Borne Upon the Wind. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Let's try a Tendrils of Agony. They're pausing on every spell, but like you either have something or you don't. And you would have responded earlier in the chain if you had something. So, yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do, I'm not going to tell you you're not allowed to click, but it doesn't make much sense to me. Alright, so Chancellors on the draw I don't think are particularly good. They are a deck that boards in Mindbreak Trap, so we need to leave in the Pact of Negations. We likely want Force of Vigor. We probably want Boseijus. Assuming that they're a Moon Stompy deck, Nature's Claim isn't actually that good. So I'm not sure we want those. And then you can board out the Valakut Awakening. On the draw in game number 2, this hand is not a keep. We'll send that back. We will Serum Powder Mulligan, putting one of the Valakut Awakenings on the bottom. Serum Powder Mulligan this. This hand is a keep. We exiled one Force of Vigor and one Boseiju who endures. Scalding Tarn, what? What are you doing over there? Another Simian Spirit Guide. Let's play Wild Cantor. Thundering Falls. Are you rhinos that happen to open on a basic mountain game one? Volcanic Isle, maybe Sneak and Show? They play a Ponder. Manamorphose. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to resolve Necrodominance here. I believe our opponent's on Sneak and Show. So we can come back next turn with another Necrodominance, but also if they show and tell, I can just put the Necro into play. The second Necrodominance, that is. Force of Will, exiling Force of Will, sure. Come on, show and tell, you'll put in Emrakul, and then I'll put in Necrodominance. It seems fair. Land number 3. Come on. Alright, so they exiled another Force of Will to their Force of Will, and we rip Pact of Negation. Let's go! I'm going to just disrespect here. Even if I didn't draw the Pact of Negation, I would have been going for it this turn. We'll make 2 black mana. No way, another Pact? There is no justice. Okay. Let's pay 19. Exile Spirit Guide, exile Spirit Guide, exile Simian Spirit Guide, Elvish Spirit Guide. Let's play Summoner's Pact. Grab the last Elvish Spirit Guide. Exile that. Manamorphose. We'll do blue and black. Dark Ritual. Another Dark Ritual. Let's try a Borne Upon the Wind using a black mana here. Storm is 7. So they just have nothing. Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Let's play Tendrils of Agony number 1. I say number 1 because I could respond and then Tendrils of Agony them again. Sweet. So we got the 3-2. What do I think? This deck is better than the other builds that I've recorded. I will say that. I still think it's not, oh my god, the sky's falling down, we have to ban this card. especially for a budget build. Like this deck, I meant to mention it in the intro and I just forgot, but it is $600. The build that I uploaded to my Mox Field is versions that I prefer, which is $800. But if you get the most basic versions you can, it's $600, which is just amazing. So I love the fact that this, $600 Legacy deck is viable. I think that is really good for the format. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below of what you think of this deck list. And thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. And as always, keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There's no better way to support our channel. If you're interested in elevating your combo game, visit theepicstorm.com/tutoring for details about our coaching sessions. Don't worry, there's more great combo content coming right up.